Today on ODOS, we're giving you all the tips and tricks you need to turn a simple beef shank and a tube of polenta into a wild night of romance. Yes, you heard me right. If you're going through a dry spell, then call me Dr. Love, because I've got the cure. With today's recipe, Osso Buco. Have you ever wondered how the best chefs in the world got started? I'm talking about what motivates people like Gordon Ramsay, Emeril Lagasse, or Wolfgang Puck to get into cooking. Well, like any other human being, chefs have needs and desires. In a way, a competent chef is like a rock star. And you know what that gets you? Groupies. Heck, I'll bet even Paula Deen buttered her first muffin to help get her muffin buttered. The point being, if you too are looking for the culinary equivalent of a roofie, seduction on a plate, look no further. I'm sure you noticed our beautiful pair of beef shanks, more commonly known as Osso Buco, which you can find in most grocery stores, or just ask your local butcher. We started by seasoning them with salt and pepper, and then by giving them a light dredge in flour before we heat up our skillet with 2 tablespoons of olive oil. If you don't have a skillet large enough, a Dutch oven will do. At its heart, Osso Buco is a roast, and as with any roast, we want to brown the meat thoroughly before slow cooking it in liquid. So let it sizzle. And speaking of sizzle, that's going to be the sound of you and that special someone after you pull this off. All you have to do is believe. Repeat after me. I am good enough, smart enough, and doggone it, I can cook. So after setting the meat aside, we're going to soften our vegetables, starting with some onion. And did you know that there are currently over 127 million single Americans over the age of 18 and that the number is growing every year? What that means is that there are a lot of people out there just like you, waiting for the opportunity to hook up. Think I'm wrong? In 2023, the online dating industry in the US alone is worth $4.3 billion and nearly $10 billion worldwide. But luckily, you don't need any of that BS. No more being stood up, catfished, or stalked. Because when word gets out about how well you cook, people are going to be banging down your door. Pun intended. So after the vegetables have softened slightly, we added 2 tablespoons of tomato paste and then our flour. Give that all a chance to caramelize, and then it's time for our wine. Ladies, make sure to leave 1 cup to deglaze the pan. I know how you roll. Acting all innocent in your aprons, staggering around the kitchen. Or is that me? Anyway, once you've scraped all the cooked on goodness from the bottom of the pan, we're going to add our chicken stock. Some recipes call for beef stock, but I love the lighter taste of the chicken stock in this case. Tell us what you think in the comments. By the way, you can always find the full recipe and a list of ingredients in the description. And while you're at it, don't forget to click like and subscribe for more videos just like this one. Fun fact. Less than 40% of first dates progress to a second date. And that's where I come in. How, you ask? Well, I can't introduce you to someone, but what I can do is give you the tools to help keep them, which may save many of you lots of time and frustration. And batteries. Oh yeah. As I've mentioned, the first tool in your toolbox will obviously be your amazing cooking skills, which will improve the more you practice. So, if you're laying those beautiful beef shanks back into that delicious broth, cooking along with this video right now, you're already on your way. Give yourself a hug. If you've never tried polenta, you're going to love this easy way to make the creamiest, cheesiest comfort food that you've been missing in your life. Just getting it out of the tube can sometimes be a little tricky, like a polenta prophylactic. But then, all we do is slice it up, cut it into cubes, and simmer it in a pot until it's soft. And while I'm doing that, here are a few tips that I believe will help you keep them coming back for more. Tip number 1, love yourself. Because how you love yourself is how you teach others to love you. Tip number 2, for the men, listen. Nothing is more attractive to a woman than a man who listens and is genuinely interested in what she's about. Tip number 3, for the women, a way to a man's heart is through his stomach. Just kidding. You know what men really want. Tip number 4, shave. Say what you will, but no one wants to go to the barber to get their teeth cleaned. All jokes aside, and this goes for everyone, just be yourselves and don't play games. Oh, and don't forget to use freshly grated parmesan. Congratulations, you just made the perfect batch of polenta all while receiving life-changing love advice from your favorite internet chef/therapist. So when it's time to plate up, spread a generous amount of that creamy, cheesy polenta as a bed for our main course, the slow-cooked, fall-off-the-bone tender, Osso Buco. I made this video as a gift to you, all the bachelors and bachelorettes out there looking to impress that first date. Let's be honest, doesn't this look amazing? But now that dinner's done, dessert is up to you.